And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes. I usually do not do two market videos in the span of one weekend, but I feel like it is of the utmost necessity that I talk about the market again in NBA 2K22, my team. And the reason I feel like this is because the market is so ridiculously high right now that we absolutely need to talk about it. So, look, normally I have a list of players of which you should target to pick up and guys that you should look to offload. Today is a little bit different though, because I think a lot of players are at their prime value. I feel like you're not going to be able to get more value for some of these guys than right now. So we'll start with a few of them. Vince Carter. His price has exploded. He was like 70K last week or something, even cheaper, especially when the super packs were out. Now you can get 98,000. I would highly advise offloading Vince Carter. And the reason I would say that is because he is past his prime as far as like a card in this game, especially an elite level card. 98,000 is a lot that you can get for him, and somebody probably will buy him. Kareem is another one. A lot of the ones up right now have unlimited shoes and contracts and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that you can get 95,000 for this card is crazy at this point. You absolutely need to sell him now. I guarantee he's 70 or so K in a couple of weeks. And the reason I say that, I'll go into more detail at the end of the video. Jokic. I mean, if you want to keep him, cool. If you want to sell him, go for it. I mean, it is what it is. He's not really that, whatever. Kobe. I think we're going to get a pink diamond Kobe before the end of the season. That's my personal opinion anyway. I really do believe we're going to see a pink diamond Kobe. If not this season, the next season for sure, just like last year. So I don't know. 44,000 seems like a little bit low to get rid of him for, I guess, if you're a huge Kobe fan. I would say that's, one of those things. I'm going to go ahead and put like a 20K bid on this one because I'm going to try to make some MT off of it. We'll see what happens. Either way, I think he's worth selling. None of the lower guys I think are really worth selling. But let's go over to the Flash. David Robinson. Now, I will say without question, he is the best and most dominant center in the game. The only two real cards that can really hold their own against D-Rob are Hakeem Olajuwon and Tim Duncan. D-Rob is the best all-around center in the game. For that reason, I would say it's more than likely a better idea to keep him than sell him. Especially if you're playing in a competitive manner, whether that be in clutch time, unlimited, etc. It's probably worth keeping him. Just know that you're costing yourself MT. Anthony Davis, I've talked about this a few times, like absolutely sell him ASAP. We're going to see a bunch of big men that are essentially slightly better versions of what he does in the near future. Just look, last season alone, we got 2 Flash sets. Expect more. That's all I'm going to say about that. Clyde Drexler, his price is pretty high right now too. I wouldn't be shocked to see his price drop over the next couple weeks. So maybe a good idea to sell him while he's high as well. Penny Hardaway, absolutely sell this card ASAP. He was 40K last week and now he's up to like 60 something. I mean, if you're playing competitive and you like Penny, cool. I just feel like there's so many solid, like cheaper and free options at the point guard position that I think you can get away with selling him right now while his value is still high. He still might be the only big point guard. It depends what they do. The reason I say that is with Allen Iverson as a level 40 reward, it's really tough to predict what 2K is going to do. Are they going to blow their own power balancing? It's hard to tell. This card will crash in value if we get a Magic or even Alonzo Ball or like another point guard that's around 6'5 to 6'8. If we can get one of those, regardless if they're not good or not, he will crash in value. So it's something to think about. If you don't really like the card and you don't really use him, then I would probably sell him while you have the chance. Derrick Rose. I mean, the fact that you can get the other Ruby one for just as cheap, and he's probably not playing on your team anyway, it's probably a good reason to sell them. I don't know. You can get ones that are badged up and shoot up for relatively cheap at this point. Since they nerfed quick first step and speed overall, I think it's had some sort of an effect on Derrick Rose specifically. He can still move, but he's not quite as dominant. Another card would be Kawhi Leonard. I guarantee we get a new Kawhi Leonard at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but I guarantee we get a new one. He's only going for 5K, so he's not really 100% worth selling. But if you're looking to squeeze out some quick MT, he's definitely one to look at. Scotty Pippin, same thing. Like, I guarantee we get a Scotty Pippin this season. If not this season, next season. It would be shocking if we did not. But like I said, the lower overall cards are not necessarily worth selling. John Wall, if you're playing competitively, he's still great, but I still think it's a really good idea to sell him because I guarantee we're going to get point guards this year. I mean, we've already got Dame. And did we get any other? I mean, we got Nate Archibald. He's fucking terrible, though. Yeah, because I mean, at the beginning of the season, we only really got Dame. There's really no other point guards. We got pretty much multiple guys in every other position, but point guards we really didn't get. We did get a McCollum. Like the McCollum is what, a season reward, I think, and he looks like pretty fun to use, and he can play the point guard, which I think is cool. But that's not exactly a competitive option. You know, Sexton's okay, like Caruso's decent, but we didn't really get anyone that is really special like John Wall, and I guarantee that we don't see that for very long. Trey Young's value is high right now because of clutch time, so if you're not using him in clutch time, I think you should sell him. 40K is about his max. I feel like he's never going to really go over this price point again. Guarantee in a month, he's 10K. IT, his price has gone up, but not very much. If you're looking for a budget point guard that can kind of do it all, IT is still really, really good, especially for this price, 27K. Most of them that you're going to find are going to have at least 1 or 2 badge additions too, for the most part, or, you know, they'll have apparently 7.0 good bonuses. This one's got an unlimited contract and an unlimited shoe, but they want 50K. It does have an additional Hoff badge, though, which I don't know what it is. Probably like posterizer or something. I don't know. I mean, if you want to go for IT, I would say absolutely, but just know there are risks involved. Klay Thompson, still a little bit more expensive. If you have badge additions on your Klay Thompson, he's still probably runnable for a long period of time. Like, this one's got 9 Hoff badges, which I think is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know what the Hoff badges are. I'd have to look. Let me see. Is this a base Klay? What does he have? Catch and shoot, dimer, clamps, quick first step, base. Okay. So this dude added acrobat, mismatch, set shooter, clutch shooter, and deadeye. Those are kind of good badges. I don't know. George Mikan, you can keep him. I think for what he brings to your team, he's probably the most affordable center option, period. You know what I mean? Dikembe was relatively cheap, but now he's kind of expensive. So if you have this card still and you don't really use him, this is the most you're going to get for him for a long period of time. I would sell him for 50K while you still have the chance. Marcus Smart. I love Marcus Smart, but I have to admit that he's a little bit overpriced. It's possible that this might be a good idea to sell now, but I think he'll be so useful that I wouldn't recommend getting rid of him. Signature Series, guys. Steph Curry. Steph Curry is pretty expensive right now, but not much more than before, so keep him or sell him. His value will go down, but he probably decreases a lot more steadily than a lot of the cards that I'm going to be talking about. Jaylen Brown, I still think is absolutely worthwhile to pick up at 38K. Like, that's a really good price for him, and he's really nice. Like, no joke, he's solid. Like, if I can get Jaylen Brown for like 20K, I'll absolutely do it. I just like to put up random bid snipes and stuff, and if I get them, I'll sell them back. If not, whatever. But Jaylen Brown, I think, is really nice. He's one of the best pure 3-and-D shooting guards in the game. We just got so many shooting guards that he's kind of getting overlooked, but he's solid enough. You know what I mean? None of these guys are really... We're getting a new LeBron. I'll say that first and foremost. Like, we're getting a new LeBron this season, so I would get rid of him. Everyone kind of assumes that anyway, so a lot of people are selling their LeBrons, but it's still worth it to get 50K rather than get 15 when he crashes. Talked about Dunktober. All the limited edition guys are probably worth selling. Jason Kidd's way higher in price than he was before. I would sell him if you could. Paul George, I think, will still be useful for a while, so if you want to keep him, go for it. MJ is basically 100K. I think this is the time to get rid of him too as well. As far as these guys, I mean, there's not very many of them. So for that reason, I think it'd be worth selling like 100K for Sean Marion. People who have Sean Marion love Sean Marion, though. Arvydas Sabonis, I don't think he'll be too dominant of a center for too much longer. If you're on next gen, he might be, but on current, no. Sean Kemp, I mean, if you like him, I would keep him because he's going for kind of cheap. Embiid, I would sell Embiid ASAP. This card is definitely going to go down in price for sure. I don't have 9 Hoff badges. Hold on. There's no way I saw that correctly. Oh, okay. It was 6. Yeah. I did not. Zion, I would sell while he's still high too. Chris Webber, Tatum, Paul Pierce, Gilbert, Richard Jefferson, certainly. I mean, 70K is kind of low for him. He's good, though. Russell Westbrook, I would sell ASAP if you have any of these cards. I just think it's better. We're going to see a lot more of these kind of cards. Devin Booker, absolutely sell if you have him. He does have a really nice hop step move on next gen, but I still don't think it's worth really keeping him, you know? What's Anthony Edwards going for? Absolutely sell this card. He's not really the greatest as is. He's still fun to use, but geez. De'Aaron Fox, I think this is the highest he goes. Just remember, we're getting a whole new batch of moments cards either tomorrow or Tuesday too. So I don't think any of these guys are necessarily worth selling. I think it's probably in your best interest to sell Kevin Durant and Dolph Shays, but if you don't want to, I understand. Andre Karolinko's definitely up in price more so than he was the other day. I guess not. He's kind of just hovering. It's just very strange. This one has an additional gold badge. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with him, do it. 75 cards I would hold on to. They're only going to go up in value once the lock-ins get announced. Mystic cards are about the same. Like Harden's way up in value. If you have this Harden, I would sell him. If you have the other one, maybe hold on to him. It just kind of depends. I'm not really sure. But I think selling that Harden's good. Drazen is really cheap, but he is up in price. He was like 20K the other day. I should have just bought him. I knew I should have, but yeah, he's really good in clutch time, so his price is way up. So if you have him and you bought him for 20K, you can make a quick 20K if you sell him now. I wonder if Eddie Jones is up in price. Yeah, he is. I got him for 9K. He's definitely up in price. Wow, that's actually crazy. I'm shocked his price is this high. He's good. He's just not that good. The maxed out players, I mean, if you have Wiggins or Aaron Gordon, sell them. The rest of these guys, I mean, whatever. Their prices are kind of high, but I don't necessarily think they're the craziest. Now, as far as badges and shoe boosts, I would hold off. And the reason I say that is because we don't have a card yet that's really going to be necessary. Like Gold Chef is even down in price. So I would wait for this upcoming week. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get prime times. I don't know if we're going to get anything else. All the primetime cards are cheap, by the way. But I mean, if you have anybody like Jamal Mashburn or Pete Maravich, I would sell those guys because they're still really expensive because they were the first couple pink diamonds. So there's not very many of them. But the rest of the guys I would hold or sell. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Do you really want to use Kevin Johnson? Look, realistically, every single card in this game is up like 25% from what they were the other day. So, I mean, if you picked any of them up for cheap or you still held on to any of them, I would sell them now, especially guys like Levine. Any diamond that you have that's going for over like 50K, you need to get rid of ASAP. Like, being serious. They're going to start crashing down. I mean, just look at the maxed out cards. And the reason I say that, like, they have an additional Hoff badge to the diamonds we've been seeing. This person put 10 Hoff badges on Wiggins. Like, dude, one of them's back down Punisher. Don't buy this. Like, these aren't even that great. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but they don't even... Jeez. People will just see 10 Hoff badges and just start splurging. I swear. I swear they will. Wiggins is fun, though. I might pick him up. He's just too expensive. Same with Aaron Gordon. Ray Allen. He's going to be usable for a while based on Ray Allen base. I heard a few people say that Ray Allen base is overrated on normal timing. I would have to sort of agree with that, but if you're somebody who likes that base, then that's a card you're going to enjoy. Either way, I mean, this week we're going to see new moments cards, probably at least one or two batches of new moments cards at the absolute least. I don't know what else we're going to see, though. So the primetime packs are still going to be in the market tomorrow. So all the moments cards are gone. So I wouldn't be shocked to see moments cards tomorrow in these primetime packs. Who those are going to be, I don't know, like what cards they could be. And I don't know. We'll see something on Tuesday. It could be moments. It could not be. Or not moments. It could be primetime. It could not be primetime. I honestly have no idea. And I guarantee with every ounce of my body that we see a super stupid, like, Friday pack. I guarantee after this one, like, this still made 2K like an absurd amount of money. Like, don't let it fool you. Like, just because not a lot of people bought these, like, they still probably made and cleared like $1 million plus off of this minimum. Like, multiple millions is what I would assume off of microtransactions based on these packs, right? But expect them to be hurting a little bit. And when I say hurting, I just mean like when they look at their reports and they see it's down, question mark, they're going to try to juice it back up. So next week, I would expect to see something big, probably like Magic or like another LeBron would make a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, another LeBron would make a lot of sense. We could see Signature Series come back. I mean, would you really count him out from doing limited edition again? Like, really? Would it be shocking if they did limited edition? I would guess that it's either going to be Flash, Signature, or limited edition, my money being on Flash. Flash PD LeBron would make a lot of sense. And then as far as glitched cards, glitch shooting Lonzo would make a lot of sense as well. Even though he's actually shooting really well, it's not really a glitch necessarily. But I like the flash sets. The odds are horrendous, but they do provide us with some really excellent budget players. So I typically like them. Like the last flash set was nice. We got Ingram, we got Mikal Bridges, who I love. We got Marcus Smart, who I love. John Wall obviously is really expensive. George Mikan, who I still like and I still use. So I think they'll be nice. And Drexler. Drexler was really good. Like the last one was really nice. Did we get Poku was in there too, right? Yeah, I think Poku was in there. And I mean, he's a little bit overhyped because he's like a gangly 7-footer, but he's still good. Either way, I recommend highly selling your cards now while the market's up. When it comes to bid cards, maybe wait till Monday, but I think buyout cards, sell them right now while the market's hot. I guarantee we get moments tomorrow and they might crash the market on certain cards. So get in while it's hot. It has been your boy Cheap Ludes. I appreciate you guys. Sorry, I'm like out of it today. I've been editing videos for the past like 2 hours, I think, and it's really boring. But if you guys haven't already, go follow the second channel, Cheaper Ludes. I'll link it in the description. And that's where I'm going to post all my stream clips that are not 2K related. So anytime I stream like Gas Station Simulator or Empire of Sin or Halo or anything else, like literally any other game that's not 2K, it'll be over there. So peace out, guys.